And on behalf of the family, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us last night today as we gathered to celebrate my mother's life. This is, in a sense, the beginning of a difficult process for us. It's nice to have some friends around. So, once upon a time, when I was a boy, my mother took me to the library. I learned how to read when I was really young, and it was summertime, and I needed ready access to a steady supply of books. So my mother helped me sign up for my first library card. The librarian asked me how many books I wanted to check out every week, and I told her 12. And she laughed, and she said, "That's too many for a little boy. You can't read 12 books every week." And my mother told the librarian, "My son is a very good reader. If he says he can read 12 books a week, then give him 12. So I got my card and we went to the library every week, and I was good. Now memory paints a picture that isn't always real, but this memory lines up well enough with the rest of our family stories to make me think that it really did happen. And the feeling that I have from that first library trip is that my mother had my back. She believed in me and she was willing to stand up for me. And that never changed. I was constantly sure all my life that whether I needed a meal, a hug, a ride somewhere, some solid logical advice, a loan, whatever, that I could count on her to help me out. Which isn't to say that she was an easy mark. She would from time to time, as she described it, get her Irish up, and then the air would turn blue and nearby glass would shatter. But even when she was yelling at me, I could always come back to the certainty that she loved me, that she thought I was a good guy, and that we could still be pals. Because she liked hanging out. She never put on airs, she wasn't a diva. She liked to say a few sentences about what was new that day, and I could take one word from what she said and say a few sentences about something else, and then she'd take a word and she would kind of run with it. The conversation would jump from topic to topic without any kind of a plan. And it was an easy way to converse. I didn't really have to think about anything. We could pass the time without trying to solve the problems of the world or pretend that we were geniuses. Just the old small talk. And I counted on those conversations a lot. I look forward to them, and that's what I'm really going to miss. My mother's health got worse and worse over the last year, and as she got closer to the end, all of her children gathered around. My sister Sheila was there every day for the last 3 months. My sisters Amy and Katie came over on the weekends and frequently during the week. My brother Joe came down from Madison every week for a couple of days. We were all there together, and I feel lucky to have been able to participate in taking care of her. The 5 of us never really argued about whose turn it was to do what or how to get this done. And we've been together every day, sometimes all day long, since my mother died last Thursday, March 10th, a couple minutes after 5 p.m. This last week has been pretty sad, but we've also laughed a lot. We joked, we gently pick on each other, falling back into that same pattern of give and take that we've enjoyed all our lives. And it startled me sometimes, this last week or so, to realize how much fun it was for all of us to be together. It was almost like Christmas, kind of. But at the same time, we were getting ready to bury our mom. So it was a little strange, but it felt natural, like this is the way that it should be done. For all 5 of us, our spouses, children, uncles, aunts, and cousins, to be willing to come together for the last 7 days. And it's amazing to think about how it all began with us Andersons, to a barbecue at a friend's house in 1963, where this beautiful woman, this brown-haired, brown-eyed girl, who started growing up on the south side of Chicago, grew up a little more in Villa Park, where she met a guy named Don, who hadn't even officially been discharged from the monastery yet. Of course, she had to grow up a lot more and quick when she married him the next summer. But this is her legacy, 5 grown-up children who like each other and who can get together and help each other without a whole lot of fallout. So here we go with our grief, which isn't a house that we can paint and be done with it. It isn't a car that we can drive somewhere and arrive. It'll hit us hard and unexpected for years to come. And when it does, when that pain reminds us of what we've lost, we'll know that Kayrene Anderson did something very right, and that's why we miss her, because she was a really good mom. Now my sister Katie's going to come up here and say something.